Here's a depressing topic. The Cleveland Guardians. Ugh. Guys, we're watching the season slip away before our very eyes. And they're not in a division that I don't think anybody's going to run away from any other team and hide. But at this point in the season, they're now 18-23. Mm-hmm. And they look like, I mean, they can't get past the Tigers the last couple of nights. We're at the quarter pole of the season. And we're asking this question because at the quarter pole, we like to hand out grades.
Right.
It's like the first 9-week grading period. We've got 1 quarter in the books or 9 weeks in the books. What grades are you giving? I want you to grade the offense, the pitching. That's all we're doing, right? Offense and
Offense,
overall.
pitching, overall.
Overall.
Yeah.
What are your grades, Bull?
All right. So I'm trying to remember what I gave you the other day.
Give me this.
My hitting was a B minus. My pitching is a D, and my overall is a C minus. Now, the hitting's been pretty bad in May, but my grade. I'm factoring in what I expected for this. Like,
right.
If I wasn't doing that, I probably would have given it a C. But I thought the Guardians' offense was going to be horrible for the whole season, and it was really good in April.
Sure.
It's been bad lately.
It has.
I'm certainly worried about it now. I gave it a B minus, though, because Owen Miller, who you see right there, who looks a little like, is it Derek Lowe? No, not, I can't think of the player he looks like. But Owen Miller's done a good job, hit another home run yesterday. I like what he's done. Jose Ramirez has been great. Stephen Kwando has fallen off a cliff.
Man, has he.
Fran Meal's been awful. Ahmed Rosario's been pretty awful this year.
Made a huge base running mistake, I thought,
Terrible.
last night.
Terrible.
Late in the game, trying to stretch that to a double.
His fundamentals are brutal.
And I know Rick Manning on the broadcast praised it and said he loved the aggressiveness. It's tie game in the 8th. You've got at least a runner on first with Jose coming up behind him, who, by the way, got a base hit that was to right field, which would have put him on third, first and third, 1 out. And I know that's hindsight, but that's a simple base running mistake you can't make.
I usually, 90% of the time, love the aggressive base runner. In this case, I'm with you.
The game was tied and it was late.
I didn't like the situation, especially with Ramirez coming up.
You only take a bag in that situation if you know you can get it.
Right. The pitching has been awful.
The bullpen's been pretty good.
The bullpen's been pretty good, and I like Emmanuel Clase, but outside of him, there's nobody I completely trust.
Their bullpen's batting average against is below 200.
I bet you that's common throughout the league.
No, they're second best in baseball.
All right, fair
Only
enough.
one bullpen has a better
but
batting
their
average
starting
against.
pitching has
Starting
been
pitching has
awful outside of Tristan McKenzie.
Outside of McKenzie, yeah.
It's been awful.
Bieber goes tonight. We'll talk about him in a second.
Yeah, he's
good
been
bet,
up and
bad
down.
bet, but man,
the
he's
rest
been
of
all
the
over.
guys are not missing bats. They've been terrible. Now
Yeah.
Savali has an injured ass. So I give him a D. Overall, a C minus.
All right, what's your grades,
All
Brad?
right, so I'm a little bit different than Bull. I gave the Guardians an overall C as an average,
Right.
and then their hitting is I believe 12th in the majors, so I gave them a C plus on it.
Okay.
The pitching has been a C minus, right?
I think that's fair.
They are a middle of the road team, right? This is not the team that went World Series bound, right? We got a lot of work to do here, right? And the best thing they got going is you have at least a manager at the helm that knows what he's doing,
No doubt.
right? Now, if we can inject some real talent here, right? Because let's be clear, there's a lack of talent on this team.
There is.
There's a lack of talent on this team, and it's burning us.
G. Bush, what do you got?
Man, put my graphics. Put my graphics up here, man.
He can't remember his grades.
Because in the last 2 days, I wanted to give him a D in something.
Yeah.
Look, that hitting, that should be at a C minus, but I'm gonna let that ride because it's a little dated. Man, look, man, like you said, when you're talking about this talent level, it ain't like you can imagine where the people in their roster, they just playing, they're in a slump right now. No, that's you. Like, you ever see somebody who's like, oh, you're big. No. You haven't been eating the last couple of days. You've been eating for a while. This is nothing new. These hitting, like you got one stick that somebody is scared of. And what the Indians usually have is pitchers to hang their hat on, where it kind of masks a lot of things. You're like, well, they're getting great outings, 6-7 innings from so-and-so, and no. Now you're at a point where you at this dangerous part of the schedule, the dangerous part of the game where people is kind of tuning out. It's kind of being like, okay,
they're not even average right now.
They're
a below average.
They're below average right now.
Yeah.
And when you're 18-23, you're below average.
People not checking for them, and that's the problem I have. Where do you see? How do they go? Is there anybody they have right now that says if we
the
can
kid they
get
brought
that
up
guy,
yesterday got a double in the 9th inning, I think.
Right. Yes.
Took a pitch the other way, like a 99-mile-an-hour pitch. He looks like he might have some skills.
And I like Palacios, who they just called back up as well.
I do too.
But here's the problem. with the Guardians. I was actually on a podcast that Zach Meisel and TJ Zuppe do with The Athletic. I went on with them. Well, Zach wasn't on, but I went on with them yesterday. We talked about the fact that the Guardians, I screwed it up, don't have any tier 2 players right now. They really should in Fran Meal, but he's not played like it. They have a superstar in Jose.
Naylor's been great.
But he's not a tier 2 player.
No, he's not, but he's been great.
The Guardians have a superstar and then a bunch of guys who are either solid major leaguers
or below
average or unproven. Rookies, which is majority, or young players, which is the majority of the lineup, especially in baseball, there's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of adjusting and then readjusting.
You know what I don't understand
you
is
can't
why
rely on all those guys.
Maley, I think, should be the everyday catcher.
I don't think he's any good either.
He's hitting
but
350, and it seems like every time he's up in a spot, he's doing something. And you're
been
talking
better.
about, is he better than Austin Hedges?
Yeah, but I think he'd get exposed if he played more too. You might as well. I don't disagree with. I'd call up Lavistida. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. Lavistida, the kid who was there early in the season.
Right.
The bottom line is, we need those good borderline type of all-star players.
You two tell me this.
They should have traded for Matt Olson or signed Anthony Rizzo.
They should have signed a lot of them.
What is this, a 5? You know, they used to sell us on the 3 to 5. Every 3 to 5 we got to tear it down. How many years is it before?
It depends. What's the payroll going to be next year? I'll give you the answer.
I think help is coming there.
I don't know. We've heard that, and
but the deal's not finished, so the new owner can't chip in. And quite frankly, I don't think Dolan has it.
Last thing, 15 seconds, Mike. I do have some serious concerns about how good Plesac and Savali are long term. I'm not convinced they're top 3 rotation
They were
starters.
great in the past. They've been average to below average this year. Here's my grades, and I gave a second. I'll have a final grade in just a second. I think the pitching, for what we expected, has been below average. The reason I gave it a C was because I do think the bullpen has been very impressive. This guy, McKenzie, has been awesome.
Yeah.
Pilkington, who pitched, I think he made his second start last night.
Yeah.
He shows real promise in the future. And the guy they brought in, the young kid, he looks like he's in junior high. He came in and pitched 3 innings last night before the end. His name is
totally
escaping me right now.
Yeah,
he's got electric stuff. They just keep
De Los Santos?
No, they keep bringing these pitchers in from out of nowhere.
I can't even think of it.
Oh boy.
Mike, if you can, check the box score. He threw the 3. He threw like the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
It's embarrassing. I should know that.
Last night.
I can't think of it.
Let me know who that guy.
Yeah.
I should know it too.
Yeah, I can.
He looks like he's 17 years old.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of his name.
He's got tremendous stuff, and I think he's got a great future. So they just keep bringing these pitchers up, these arms that you're like, okay. So I give them a C there. Hitting was a A+, I thought, early on. They've completely fallen off the table, with the exception of Jose. So I'll give them a C, overall a C. But I had to give one more grade. I want to grade ownership.
Okay.
12,000 fans is the average attendance right now. That is 26th in baseball.
Yeah.
That's near the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm giving owners a D because they're not doing right by the fans. I want to separate ownership, the guys who write the checks, from the front office. I think the Guardians front office is the best in baseball. I wouldn't trade them for anyone. They've consistently done more with less.
I'll give you that.
The way they've developed pitchers, they're the envy of the other 29 major league franchises.
Absolutely.
They just are. They're incredible at how they have hit on, organizations are thrilled if they can hit on one every 5 years.
Yeah.
They hit on one every year. They bring up a new guy, and you're like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
So the ownership is a D because he hasn't provided the financial tools to give the best manager and the best front office in baseball what they need to compete. And that's a crime. If they continue,
I would take Tampa Bay's front office first. I'd put Guardians second, but
I like ours. I just do, and I love Tampa's. I love what they're doing but they're one of the best. They have an owner that at least gives them a little bit more money to work with.
The Guardians have had, in general, have had higher payroll.
They got
PPP. Last 3 years, they've been right at the bottom.
They got PPP loans. They should sign up for some of them, dog.
Are you eligible for those as an owner of a major league? Probably.